Hi Samuel, so this is your career part of the reading. So let's see. I'm gonna go straight in and do a shuffle. So let's see what we've got going on. What are the messages for Samuel in his career? Oh, King of Cups has come up. Let me see. Okay, so King of Cups is interesting because this is, oh, I wonder, can you see? Yes, okay. Cups energy is water energy, and water represents the arts. So the King of Cups out of all four kings would be the most likely actor. Oh, the High Priestess. Huh. There's a really strong Pisces streak coming through in this. Now it's far away, but this could represent Pisces season, or this could represent the full moon. Yeah, he's come out again. Okay, that's weird. That's weird. There is a male water sign energy that wants to be acknowledged. So this is a Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. I'm going to keep him where he is. I think he wants to stay there, so I'm leaning towards stopping now, actually. There's something about this king that's really particular. Now, I know he doesn't represent Harry Potter because Harry Potter was a Virgo in the book. So I know it's not him necessarily, but there is a male energy coming through. Now, what's crossing him? The Six of Cups. For career, I must say this is an unusual combination. To have the Six of Cups crossing you. Now, I think from your last reading that I remember doing, there was an indication of travel. And when the Six of Cups is crossing you in a career reading, it can often mean that what's crossing you is your comfort zone. Your familiar settings, familiarity, the nurture that you have around you, the relationships that you have around you that you've grown very attached to. This is what's crossing you. There's an this is erring on the side of sentimentality in terms of career. So it's suggesting a very, very, very strong emotional involvement. Let's see what we have in the past energies. We have the Seven of Wands and we have the Knight of Cups. A Knight of Cups again, an actor card. There's a lot of water sign energy, I must say. This is peculiar. I just feel like this is a very emotionally driven. I think this is probably indicating that this is very much an extreme passion for you. You know, this is something that you are so serious about. And this is something that you really want because the emotion coming through in your career reading is very intense. So let's see what's crowning the reading is Judgment. Let me see. Do you know, I feel a little bit like, now it'll depend on the rest in the of the cards, but I'm sort of getting like a very strong bond with somebody. And I don't know if it's your guy Sergio, because I know he's a water sign and he is a Scorpio, but I'm just feeling like there's a very strong energy coming through here. And I'll know more as I go. The moon. Okay, so this is, yeah, there's something going on here. I think there's a big decision coming out of this full moon for you. Quite big, I think. Now, the full moon is on the 26th of August. And basically, to see the moon in the future position indicates that the 6 months from this full moon is going to be pivotal for you in terms of decision making and having your life turned upside down. And that's not a bad thing. I just mean that there's big changes with Judgment coming in. Changes are very intense. Changes are big. It's not like deciding on a haircut. It's not like deciding on a pair of jeans or something. It's a lot bigger. I am getting a very big energy out of this, and I also feel like there is a male energy, and I feel like it's romantic and it's coming through in your reading. But we'll see. This is intriguing me. It's so far. Your cards are quite mysterious. They always are when there's Scorpio energy in a reading, but to have the moon here is very mysterious. So your environment, yeah, the Wheel of Fortune, big changes going on in the next 6 months, and you're gonna struggle with the decision. Okay. The Magician's underneath. Do you know, this is interesting to me. I have found, both from observing others and from experience, that when things start happening in a big way that you've wanted, people tend to get scared. People tend to be more afraid than they are excited. And the reason for that is because it means so much. And also, sometimes the dream of it feels a lot safer than the reality for some reason. And I'm sort of getting that vibe from this, because Judgment is this massive change. And the Two of Swords is resisting change. It's resisting making a decision. The Fool card is in the hopes and fears position, and I can't help but feel like it is both a hope and a fear of starting something new and a new adventure. I do feel a little bit like the changes going on in your career are very large. And it's interesting because I think you may feel a little bit out of control at some point here. But you're certainly making things happen. But for some reason in this future position, now bear in mind with tarot, the point is always that you have the ability to change parts of the future. What this wants you to know, this reading wants you to know, is that the outcome is not fixed, not with the Two of Swords here. You can be aware that you're going to start resisting change and maybe feel a little bit more easygoing about it, or you can be aware that holding yourself back from making a decision might make things harder in the long run. So let's see what else we've got going in here in career. Ooh, Four of Wands came out, so I'm going to stop there. Five of Cups. The sun is crossing you. Okay. Ace of Cups. The Tower. Okay, there has been, oh my goodness. Okay. Yep, there's an offer coming in around the time of this full moon. What? Ah, beautiful, the star. Okay. Okay, Six of Swords. I'm leaning towards saying I think I see you making a move of some kind within the next 6 months. Let me see. Now, I'm just feeling a little bit like this Knight of Cups here in the recent past in the Tower might represent... Now, this is in the recent past, so you should know about this. This should be a disappointment that you're aware of. Something that didn't work out for you. I think you probably know what that is. It could be romantic, because it's beside this knight here. So I'm imagining this is possibly a romance that knocked you for 6. Maybe you were disappointed by somebody in a romantic sense. Because I have to be honest, with the Five of Cups crossed by the sun, I almost feel like it looks like a loss of optimism to me, or a feeling of rejection or pessimism. And from your emails, I don't read that kind of energy coming from you. But maybe this is somebody in your immediate circle, or somebody in your family is prone to depression. And you're maybe not wanting to leave in case it upsets them, or because you're worried about somebody. I wonder, are you maybe reluctant to move? Now this could be a male figure in your life. But it almost looks a bit to me like you're maybe, now this could be way off, so I'm just reading the possibilities here. It's almost like you could be worried about leaving leaving where you are because somebody's depressed and you don't want to leave them on their own. Or maybe you've had a caring role in the past. I also think this could be that there's been an offer that was rejected, or some kind of rejection that's left you feeling quite down, really. Like maybe losing a bit of hope in a situation. Now, the brilliant thing is that the star is the outcome up here, so there's no need to lose hope, because the star is always that wish fulfillment card, that happy-go-lucky energy. With the Two of Swords, it can be a warning here that you might actually end up blocking opportunities, and I'm not sure why. I think it is with this Five of Cups. You have to be wary about your energy. Guard your energy from people that can hurt you. If this if your romantic life isn't going as well as you'd like to, don't let it deter you from hoping for the future. Or there seems to be some kind of down, run down energy surrounding the recent past and the current situation. And I just worry that you're not guarding your energy enough, and you might start to get a little bit downhearted and start blocking off opportunities. Because I can sort of see a choice here, maybe between career and love. Because Judgment's here with the Two of Cups. I think it kind of looks to me like you might have to make a choice between love and your wishes. I also feel a little bit like with the Fool card and the Five of Wands here, I don't know if you fear conflict of any kind. I'm also seeing an Aries person, and this might be somebody coming into the picture, like a fire sign or an Aries. But I am also getting a very strong Scorpio vibe, which is interesting because you did tell me about the Scorpio. And I'm wondering, are you maybe very disappointed by him? Or very, I just feel like there's a vibe I'm getting here of like the current situation, recent past of disappointment. And I just worry with the Moon and the Ace of Pentacles that you might miss an opportunity here, or you might miss seeing it for what it is for some reason. Let me see. I'm gonna go over this again. The Page of Swords. There's something here, and if this hasn't happened yet, be wary. There may be something that's slightly disappointing in the immediate future. I mean like soon. Because I see you as being the one with the dark cloak. Yeah. Leaving something behind. The Hanged Man. Yes, there's delays. I feel like you're delaying making... you might be delaying making a move or moving on from something that's not working, is what I'm seeing here. I also feel like you're waiting for something and it's driving you a bit nuts. Seven of Swords in the past. The Queen of Swords is here as well. Yeah. Five of Swords as well. Let me see. Magician. Eight of Swords. Eight of Pentacles. And the Ten of Cups. Okay. And the Eight of Wands. We we have such a mixed bag. So listen, I think there's an attachment that is holding you back career wise, or may hold you back long term career wise. And I think it is something that involves heavy work. So it's a relationship that's coming through. I am picking up on somebody having depression or somebody having mental health issues. I'm picking it up as somewhat coming up in your reading for a reason. It doesn't just present itself for no reason. I think it may be somebody in your immediate environment, and there seems to be some kind of delay attached to this, like maybe a concern about leaving. I'm seeing a depletion of energy on your end that you need to acknowledge, because judgment means we need to acknowledge something. Something's resurrected. Something needs to be discussed. Something needs to be it's like you're carrying a burden. So if this isn't you, this is somebody else, but it's coming up for you. So I just have to make it known. The thing is, with the 10 of Wands and the 2 of Cups, I'm almost suggesting that possibly this guy, Sergio, because I am getting a very strong Scorpio link, might hold you back, or you might be trying to help him so much that you miss out on something, or you're carrying a big, this is you carrying a big burden here with the 10 of Wands. So be wary about where you're putting your energy. Make sure that you're keeping your energy up. Okay. Now, something else that I'm sort of seeing here with the Ace of Pentacles is there is an offer along the full moon, around the time, give or take a week. So, what, the 26th? So a time frame starting tomorrow, and 2 weeks. So within the next 2 weeks, starting tomorrow, so the next 15 days, I guess. I do see an offer of some kind coming through. And the 5 of Swords is kind of like, it's like you win some, you lose some. It's almost like good things are happening, but you're disappointed about something else, and your perspective needs to switch to what's going right rather than what's maybe going wrong, is one thing I'm led to say. The Wheel of Fortune and the 9 of Wands and the 8 of Swords to me in your environment section here. I think people in the immediate future might be leaning on you a little bit too much, and it's nice to be wanted and it's nice to help people, but I just feel a little bit like your energy takes a dive, is what I'm saying here. Like your energy drops. You just need to be wary of that, because it's not really how I read your energy as being. So I do feel like you're taking on some sort of like caring role. I also feel like when you're determined to get something with the Emperor and the Magician here, you can really make it happen. You can almost be... Now the Emperor is unusual. I'm picking... This is weird. But I don't know if you've ever done any plays, because this is like... Oh, I suppose... I mean, the Magician... That could be Harry Potter, right? I mean, he's got a wand in his hand. But I was actually, before I remembered that, going to say something about King Arthur. And Merlin. So I suppose, yeah, that could be Harry Potter. But I'm really getting something about like Merlin and even like Shakespeare's King Lear or something. I'm just getting something very like that era. But I'm so drawn towards Merlin and King Arthur. And I don't know what that is. I don't know if that could be a play in the future that you do, or something that's really stand out. I feel like it's quite stand out. But I guess, yeah, I mean, Harry Potter and the magician makes sense. He is holding a wand, right? And it comes up with the Emperor, which is success and career. So that could be a pretty good omen for that. But I am still getting King Lear and King Arthur. Something about the king. I mean, the king was the card that kept coming out. So King Arthur makes sense, doesn't it? It's really it's really particular. But yeah, I guess the wand would make sense. So let me see. Now, I saved the best part of the reading for last because I thought that was the best place to put it. Provided that you release the resistance, because this is you putting up your defenses, being unsure, being uncertain, and being indecisive, most importantly. It's to me, this is almost like you're indecisive because you don't want to leave behind a relationship that you carry a lot of burden for. And that can be romantic, or that can be someone in your personal life, I don't know, but it is coming up as a relationship that's a very heavy burden and you don't want to leave it. So provided you make a decision, your outcome is the Star and the Ten of Cups. And for career, that is phenomenal. And I think in your last career reading you had pretty phenomenal cards. It's rare to get such standout cards, really. But the Star follows I think it was in one of your friends' reading as well. One of your friends, I don't discuss other people's readings by name with people because it's private, but somebody else did have the Star follow them around, and I think it's a very good omen. The Star, it's all about keeping hope alive and being well, the Star can really represent the acting industry because, like, you know, she's naked, and a lot of people get naked on screen in the acting world, like Kate Winslet in Titanic, you know what I mean? She's beside the water. Anyway, that's not Kate Winslet, that's another lady. But you know what I mean? She's keeping hope alive, she's into her own reflection, so it can indicate being in an industry where appearance is a lot to do with things. But it's about being vulnerable more than anything else, I think, with the Star card, because she's absolutely starkers. Like, she's not a stitch on her, and the ease that she has about being this way, it's like it's taking your art seriously. You know, she's watering the flowers, and she's putting water back into the emotion. She's giving back to herself. So it's a great card for self-care as well, as I said before. Make sure that your energy is not depleted too much. And then the Ten of Cups is like ultimate wish fulfillment, you know, happily ever after, feeling really happy about something, getting great success. And it's interesting because the Eight of Wands here means messages coming through, and messages coming through quickly. And then underneath that, the Ten of Pentacles, which is like financial happiness and success. I do feel like you're going down the right path completely. And I think that there will be roadblocks along the way, because I see you having to leave behind something that's very hard for you to leave behind. There's always a price for success and things, and I see you being very successful in your chosen field. I really do. Particularly with Judgment there. Judgment always lets you know that you're following your calling, and it may be incredibly hard work. And it will be, because the Ten of Wands is there with Judgment. But the Two of Cups means that this career path that you've chosen is the love of your life, really. And that's not to say there won't be a person, but it's just telling you that this is something that you are meant to be doing. And I don't honestly see you ever deferring into something else. I think with the Eight of Pentacles and the hopes and fears, you may wonder how much more I guess practice you need, or how much work you put in. I almost feel a little bit like your work ethic is very strong, and I sort of get a perfectionist streak. Um, that I imagine with the Five of Wands and the Fool, that you keep from the competition, um, or people you view as competition. I almost feel like you maybe appear more like the Fool card, like very easygoing and laid back about certain things. Um, when actually you're the person that probably does your research on things and reads your lines a million times and works very hard in private. That's sort of what I'm seeing here. That could be wrong, but that's kind of what I'm getting. Um, because this Ten of Wands and the Ten of Cups means your wishes will be granted provided you put in as much work as talent, because the star means that you have a talent for this, but the Ten of Wands reminds you that this is your calling. You have to put in as much work for it. Now, I do feel like the next 6 months are pivotal for you, to be honest. I would very much read the Ten of Cups and the Stars fame, to be honest. That's kind of what I see. That's kind of what I see. So please remember me whenever you're famous. And recommend me to Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm probably too old for him, but I can still read for him. So, let's see what Goddess Guidance card we have going on for you in your career. Samuel, career. Ooh! Nope, didn't see it. Not going to use it. Has to come right out. Goddess Guidance card for Samuel. Goddess Guidance card for Samuel in career. Isis past life. This situation involves your past life memories. That's interesting because we had the Six of Cups crossing you. Maybe this is a past life calling. Bold. Unleash your adventurous side, take risks and be daring. Your household situation is improving, either through a move or a healthy change in the occupants. This is what I mean. There seems to be some kind of attachment to the home or home life, possibly. Could be a past life situation here, of course. But what's underneath? Lakshmi, bright future. Stop worrying. Everything is going to be fine. That's what she says. So again, I am with Vesta here and Isis. I do feel like there is a very strong connection to the home or somebody within the home. But Freya is asking you to be bold and take risks. So I feel like that's maybe where the confusion lies. And some sort of attachment to the home. Or maybe it's the resistance of change. Maybe that's why the Two of Swords is there. Maybe that's why you're resisting change. But I do think, with Lakshmi saying bright future underneath, that's pretty impressive. That's pretty important. This is the message from Lakshmi, because this really applies to you. This is a kind universe and everyone within it is working in your favour. There are no tests, blocks or obstacles in your way except your own projections of fear into your future. Take a moment to hush your mind, quietening it from worries and fears. You and your loved ones will be protected and provided for. Hold positive thoughts and intentions. Know that you'll always have your needs met now and in the future. Don't worry about money. Instead, visualize abundance. So I'm going to look at Isis. Ancient fears from the past are resurfacing. You've known the person you're inquiring about in a past life. Your current situation relates to a childhood issue. This is interesting because I was getting that pull towards family. And the home card came up as well. So I don't know what your situation is there. But it seems to be coming into your career quite a bit. So maybe things have affected you more than you've realized. And you need to address some of these in order to move forward, because I actually do see with the Two of Swords here a reluctance to address a fear, or reluctance to address a change. So I hope you got something from that, Samuel. Let me know if you have any questions in the email, and thank you again for choosing me, and I hope you enjoyed this. And I hope some of it made more sense to you than bits and pieces. Maybe it did in some parts. I hope you actually resonate with it. But it seems a pretty positive outcome to me. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.